Hi, it's Amy, and I'm your sewing teacher. Thank you so much for joining me this week because I have a really quick project for you. There's a corner of my sewing room that isn't really utilized very well, and I have this problem. And the problem is I always have upcoming custom orders to fill. I always write them in my project book, and I usually have a list on my bulletin board that's not very pretty. And then I always have piles of the materials that I need for those projects ready to go. But what I really need is a space where I can put everything together when I get a job, when I get the pieces that I need and I put it all together so that all I have to do is grab it and I'm ready to go when I have the time to finish that job. So today I'm asking you to join me while I organize that corner of my sewing room. Not really sure what to call it. It could be the project corner. It could be the waiting queue. It can be the waiting list, the project area, the what's coming next area. I really don't know what to call it. And I hope that people are clicking on this because it's kind of a cool idea. So this is my waiting area. This is my project queue. So let's make it together. And by the way, this project is hacked from things I bought from the Dollarama. All I really needed was the 3M hooks, some whiteboard magnets, and some produce bags. And for $30, I'm going to have a really great project corner. Let's make it. The first thing I did was measure my wall, make sure I knew where I was putting all 6 of my hooks. It was really important that I knew where to put them because once you put them up, they're not repositionable. However, they're easy to come off because they are the 3M ones that are meant to come off the wall. The next step was to take my whiteboard magnets and turn them into something that could be attached to the wall. In order to do this, I used the leftover 3M command strips that were left from the package of 2 hooks. They actually give you 2 extra strips for 2 hook packages, and then that way I can take them off later and they won't damage my wall. I am using these whiteboard magnets as I'll be able to put my customer's name and maybe some information about the job on each of those whiteboard that I am attaching to the wall beside the hooks. And because they're magnetic, my little magnetic whiteboard marker will hang nicely from one of the whiteboards. The next step is to take the produce mesh bags that I've purchased from Dollarama and insert all of the cut projects for each of my customers. I'll also add the pattern and any other pertinent information that needs to be included. This is a great way to also line up my invoices and put my invoices inside the bags as well. Maybe at a later date, I'll even use this as a way to get the packaging ready also. And there you have it. It's all done. This is what it looks like when you open up my door and you see all of that unused space now being used. Well, everybody, I really appreciate you coming and visiting. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment. What do you do in order to get ready if you have jobs that you want to do? Maybe you don't have customers, but we always have lots of projects in mind. So how do you get ready? And do you have a way to organize it? Why don't you leave it for me in the comments? Also, let me know where you're visiting from. Where do you live? I'm in Canada. Oh, I guess you already know that. Anyway, tell me where you're from. I really enjoy the comments and I love to have a tea in the morning and comment back. You'll always get a reply from me within 24 hours. So if you really like this video, why don't you give me a subscribe? There's lots of other videos. Please subscribe and see what's coming next. You never know what's going to happen on this sewing journey. This could be my student's sewing journey, it could be my kid's sewing journey, it could be my sewing journey, but it's definitely your sewing journey. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope to see you next week.